who taught me many things over my career, but I remember one of them, we talked a lot about the concept of conscious competence versus unconscious competence, or, there's a 2x2, right? We don't need to go through it all, but it is about bringing yourself to a state of conscious competence, right? Or even unconscious, or even becoming unconsciously competent. Can you get to that state?
Oh, completely. You'll be there driving, right? How many times have you gone from A to B and have no memory of the journey? So unconscious competence. What's interesting is then you get a knock or a crash or something and you come back down to, conscious competence or unconscious competence. So, the reality is actually most of the time we want to be conscious of our competence.
Or conscious of our incompetence.
Or conscious of our incompetence. Absolutely. And that's being in a learning state. And it is, again, going back to the whole organizational thing. And I don't know what it's like in the States. I haven't done that much work in the States, but certainly over here, the egos involved of not making mistakes and not being seen and owning things is we are driving people underground. So, actually what we should be talking about in the meetings is this went really badly. I think I know why, but if anyone else has got any other ideas.
Leadership is about driving outcomes, right? Of course. What you were also saying in the last part of what you were talking about is what environment a leader can create in order for failing to be okay, for trust to be the bedrock. Do leaders that think only below the line or in the 30%, do they forget that? Do they not consider that important? How important is that?
There's a big difference between, I talk about the knowing doing gap. So like we might know something intellectually. So lots of leaders talk about the importance of learning, the importance of failing fast and failing forward. But when you go and audit their organizations, couldn't be further from the truth. One of the best ways is to ask. Ask in your organization, do you feel genuinely that you're able? And it shouldn't be you asking, by the way, Yeah. It has to be someone that someone they trust, but someone they trust that no matter what they say, they're going to be heard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of intellectual knowing in leadership and less embodied knowing.
Ooh, explain that.
So what's the difference between a group of people working together and a team?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like a lot of leaders could quote to me what a team is and all the rest of it. But again, when I examine the groups of people working for them, am I seeing teams? No. Because when I sit them around a table and I go, right, what's the purpose of your team? It's quite useful actually. So I'll just tell you, actually lots of people don't know how to define the purpose of their team. And the thing I always use is, what are you doing? Who are you doing it for? And why? Once you can name those three things about your team, you get proper clarity.